When we think about being creative, what comes to mind is to create the next masterpiece of art like Picasso, or performing an original masterpiece that wows your audience. These are all great examples of creativity, but what creativity really is to solve problems. Being creative means to come up with solutions to problems that you face in your lives. Great creatives are amazing problem solvers. Let's take a look at some of the tips to help you live your life creatively. Think like a child. We feel and live most creatively when we are younger. But as we grow older, we start to lose our creative instinct. It's not that we stop being creative or we somehow lose our creativity as we age, but we lose touch with it because of lack of practice. As adults, we start thinking about things being practical or realistic. Instead of questioning or clarifying a problem, we reject it right away on the basis of it being impractical and impossible. The solution here is to start thinking like a child whenever you are faced with problems. Be fully involved with the challenge before you reject an idea. Be playful with the problem and involve yourself in a curious and exploratory mindset on how might you solve this problem. What are the different ways you can look at this problem? Start thinking of your younger self on how would you have approached this as a child rather as an adult, and invite more curiosity and creativity in your lives. Give yourself some alone time with your thoughts. We live in a world full of content and information that is constantly grabbing and consuming all our attention. We should have a limit to ourselves to not let us drag in the rabbit hole of constantly scrolling through our social media feeds. This can easily be done by limiting your time you engage yourself with consuming information, like through social media, YouTube videos, and watching television. Gathering information is great, but we also need time to process that information and make some meaning out of it. You can do this by scheduling a time during your day to commit to doing a technology fast. Have a few minutes to an hour of your day where you log off from every piece of technology that you have. Switch off your TV, snooze notifications on your cell phones, and shut down your computer. Sit in a quiet place with a pen and paper and start writing down your thoughts. If you prefer not to write, you can just make yourself a cup of tea or coffee and just relax and sit down by a window and ponder upon what comes to your mind. Maybe go for a nature walk and observe your surroundings. It doesn't matter how you do it, but have some time during your day to spend with yourself. Have a conversation with your thoughts and immerse yourself in this process. Make this a habit and witness your creative ideas flowing through you. Create an ideas journal. Everyone should create an ideas journal. We all have some sort of writing journals with us. Journals to document our daily tasks and to-dos. Journals to keep track of our habits. Journals to reflect on our days, etc. But we never talk about creating an ideas journal. This is what I started doing a couple years ago and have seen massive results. All you need is to create an ideas section in your existing journals to jot down any ideas you get during the day. This can be a result of having an interesting conversation with someone which sparked a creative idea. Instead of just letting it go and forgetting about it, grab your ideas journal and write it down so you can always revisit in the future. Maybe you are reading an interesting article which inspires you to challenge your thinking. Don't let that thought slip. Rather, document and write it down in your ideas journal. Research has shown that humans typically get more than 6,000 thoughts per day. But we can't possibly retain all these thoughts. This is where having an ideas journal is really helpful. where you can start documenting your creative ideas as soon as you get them, instead of forgetting about it and not even having an opportunity to make that a reality in the future. Ask more questions. Another tip to be more creative is to always be curious and ask many questions. We have been grown up in an age where we have always been told the right thing to do. During our schooling, we are trained to think that there is always one right answer, and there is a certain way to behave and of doing things the right way. This is counterproductive for having a creative mind, because if you're limiting yourself to a set number of possibilities, you are not going to explore your true creative potential. You can change this by forcing yourself to challenge the status quo and ask more and more questions. The more questions you ask, the more you are going to have your mind engage in a deep thought process. This helps to come up with new possibilities, eventually leading you to craft novel ideas, to bring about a change that impacts your life. Read more. The final tip is to start reading more. We are all familiar with the saying, readers are leaders, and I can't stress this enough on how reading something every day can have a massive impact in your creative journey. This habit helps bring everything together in the process of training your mind to be more creative. The more you read, the more it opens up your mind to new thoughts and possibilities. The more you welcome new thoughts and new ideas, the more you'll start to question and engage yourselves in a deeper conversation. This will enable you to come up with new ways and a new perspective of looking at things that you have never experienced before. By doing this, you will see your creative juices flowing through you, which will result in you constantly writing down new ideas in your ideas journal. This is what reading more books and articles have done to me, and I'm sure it will have the same effect in your creative journey. These simple tips and habits have had a significant impact in my life and helped me to think more creatively. Hope you get a chance to apply these in your own life and helps you live a life full of creativity.